Good morning. Welcome to my channel. I'm so happy you joined me today. Excuse me. We will continue painting with the beautiful snowman. We started over here and we will continue over here. Stupid camera. And we will continue over here. And since I can't remember what the date is, I brought the calendar with me. See, Grandma comes prepared. Today is January 9th, 2021. And we will be working on the symbol J over here, which is a pink color in a snowman. And I see a whole bunch of J over here too. But we are working on this section right over here. Where is the J? I should have put it over here, but I didn't. I thought it was pink. It is not. It is what would you call this color? Beautiful, whatever it is. J, and there seems to be a label missing. J is DMC code 407. Now, last time we were using our three-placer, and I was so happy with it that I decided to continue using it. Actually, I do much better with it than with the four-placer. And today, since one of my stories did not load up, you know, usually on Friday, I tell you a story. Well, for some reason, my story went on a strike. So, I will tell you a story while we are working. And I have decided I will tell you stories about my experiences of moving from America to a village in Hungary. Now, this was in 1984. My first husband, who passed away in the meantime, God rest his soul, and my three elementary school-aged children did a lot of talking. And since the husband's plant, General Motors, shut down where we were living, we decided to take a look at the opportunities available to us. Now, my first husband was also a born Hungarian, and he went to America in 1956, and I was taken there as a child with my family. And he attended the church where my father was a Lutheran minister. So being both Hungarians, and because of his age and other limitations, by that time, of course, we were both American citizens. All the children were also, but, you know, that's a secondary point. So because of the situation that happened where we were living in Buffalo, New York, we decided to take a chance and move back with the three elementary school-age children, leaving one in high school at home with my family. So we got 3 big suitcases, 5 people, and we moved back to the village where my father was born. So half the village were actually relatives, but of course I didn't know them because I did not grow up here. So we were still Hungarian citizens. So we had two citizenships, but in Hungary only the Hungarian was accepted. Because at that time there was a different regime, and they said Hungarians live in Hungary. Okay? Good. So we could not buy a house. There was no house available to rent. So we looked at, I am looking for the star symbol. So we looked at places where we could settle down and see what will happen. We saw a 3-bedroom house that was for sale, but they were in no hurry. So we made an arrangement with the owners that we can rent the house until we get the permission as Hungarian citizens to buy the house. I know this sounds strange, but that's the way things were doing. So, you know, when in Rome, do as the Romans do. So we moved into this 3-bedroom house. There was electricity, and that is all that there was. There was no indoor plumbing, no bathroom. The kitchen consisted of 3 cupboards and a wood-burning stove. Yesterday in my video, I did tell you about my first attempt at making a fire, and that was just the beginning of the wonderful things I managed to do. So there were 2 girls and 1 boy. So everybody got settled into their rooms. The girls got 1 bedroom. The boy got a smaller bedroom because he was only 1. And the grown-ups got the main bedroom that was facing our next door neighbors instead of the street. But when we moved in, there were no next door neighbors. Now, can you imagine? There are no neighbors. There's no indoor plumbing. There's no bathroom. The kitchen is a room with cupboards. That's it. Okay. First thing, now my husband comes from a village. Excuse me, I have to move this. Close your eyes. Open your eyes. Okay. My husband is a farm-grown village boy, Hungarian. The first husband. I presumed, I was under the impression that he knows what to do under these circumstances. Since I did not take survival training, no, I did not burn the house down. I just gave smoke poisoning to almost everybody. But anyway, I will tell you the process of bathing under these circumstances. Now, at that time, there was this popular notion that you take your Saturday night bath because on Sunday morning you go to church. This is an old tradition. Of course, during the communist regime, you did not go to church. So they thought. Anyway, so there was what was called Saturday night bath time. Well, this did not fare very well with me, especially with 3 children, you know. Children must be bathed every day. Now, There was a wonderful little old lady that lived 2 houses down in the little side road down that went out to the front, to the middle of the city, to the main street, if you could call it that. It is a village. Try to remember that. No road. It's a dirt road. When it does not rain or snow, it's dirt. Otherwise, it's mud. So, in order to have this wonderful bathing ritual, okay, first of all, you need hot water, soap, and water, right? Wrong. First of all, you need firewood, right? I was under the presumption that my husband could chop up wood to make fire. Well, he didn't, which I found rather surprising considering he was in the army also. So, first we needed kindling to start the fire. Next, by this time I have learned that there's a lever on the side of the wood-burning stove. This is the same stove that we cooked on. That you need to open in order for the smoke to go out on a chimney and not inside the house and, you know, kill everybody with smoke poisoning. But anyway, yes, by that time I have learned that. So I showed that to my husband. I said, this is where the smoke goes up. If you push this lever up, if you close the lever, then the heat stays in and heats up the oven where you can cook in the oven. We got that down to a pat. And then you take your big buckets and you go to this little road, the little dirt road that I told you about. There's a well, and you fill up the buckets and you bring in the water into the house. Now this is all for a bath at night. At this time I did not have the proper pots and pans that I would need for the wood burning stove. So I had a 10-liter pot, soup pot, that I heated up the water in. Remember, we are talking November. Snow, cold, ice. So we had the bucket brigade. Everybody, according to their size, brought a bucket of water. We put the water up on top of the stove to heat. In the meantime, you have to remember to keep the fire going, correct? So, the water was nice and hot. Then I took another soup pot, put water up in that. Now, in order to bathe the children, there was no bathtub, no baby tub, no little tub, no wash tub, no nothing. There was no bathtub, tub of any kind. So in order to bathe the children, I would take out 2 big dishwashing tubs, big ones, big enough for one to stand in. You got this picture? Then on the table, I had another one of these big plastic tubs where I mixed the water to the proper temperature, okay? Then I took a picture, stood the naked kid in there. I started with the boy, he screamed less. Stood the kid in there, dumped water on him, and then scrubbed him down with the baby wash because that seemed the least abrasive of the soaps available. And then rinse him off, standing up, standing in this one of the tubs on the bottom. You know, the other one was on a table that I was washing him off with. So the used water went down into this tub on the floor. Okay. This was a cement floor, so it was good. Floor got washed at the same time. After we were done with the boy, in the meantime, we're filling up the water that is heating on top of the wood stove. Because the boy has short hair, but the girls did not. Next came the youngest, the little girl, with the long hair. Stood her in this tub on the floor. Wet her hair down to her waist. Lots of hair. Put shampoo on it. Scrub it, scrub, scrub. Dump water on it from the water on the table. It's still soapy. Dump more water, there's still more shampoo. Dump more water, there's still more shampoo. So we used up the second batch of hot water, washing, rinsing the smallest child. Okay? And then the used water need to be taken outside to dumped out, because by that time, you know, the tub on the bottom was, with the used water, was rather full. Okay. Then came the middle child, the screamer. Her hair was not as long, but very thick. They inherited it from their father. Let me tell you, they had enough hair for 3 people. Now she was older, so we had to get everything prepared before she came to be bathed. Put, you know, curtains on the window and close the kitchen door so there would be no peeking, you know. Okay. Stood her in this tub on the floor, this plastic thing. Dumped water on her, screaming. Neighbors came running. What's wrong? What is wrong? Can we help? Said, nothing, I'm just killing my daughter. No problem, calm down. I do this every day. It's okay. She likes to scream. It develops her lungs, you know? No problem. The little old lady from, you know, from this little side street came in, talked to the girl in Hungarian. The girl knew no Hungarian. She only spoke English. Telling her to stop screaming. Scream here, scream there. She needed to be cleaned. That's it. Now this was on a Tuesday night. The little lady from, you know, from the street, in the side street, asked, why am I bathing the children Tuesday night when you are supposed to bathe them on Saturday night? I told them we sort of got used to in America to bathe every day. And she said, oh, no, it's very bad for your skin. It makes your skin dry and wrinkly, and you will get old very fast. I said, well, at least I'll be clean and old. So that was our first experience at cleaning, bathing the children. Now, the smaller ones had an indoor bedpan for the nighttime. However, the bigger girl said she's too big, she wants to go out in the back. It was really out in the back, and use the outhouse. It was at nighttime. She decided to go out. I told her we have a bedpan, you know, a chamber pot for the night. It was a night, well, you know, so you don't have to go out in the ice cold and dark and what have you. No, she wanted to go out and use the outhouse. She asked for a candle because there was no light out there, and some matches. I figured, well, if she sets that place on fire, you know, it's very far away and it's a small shed, you know, it's not going to burn down the whole village. Okay. She goes out with the candle and the matches. A few minutes later, she comes in, she asks for the flashlight. Now, we did not have a flashlight, but the workers that were making the bathroom by this time, because it was impossible. I was going to go through this routine every night. I wanted running water, a toilet in the house. So, the workers that were working there left their flashlight there because they were looking into the pipes and everything, that they need to get water into the house. It was a very long way to the street where the water came from. So I gave the girl that flashlight. It never occurred to me to ask what she wants it for. I figured, well, okay, it's dark. But she did take a candle. I had no idea what she did with the candle. Did she eat it along the way or what? I know it's a long walk to the outhouse, but not that long. Okay. She goes out with the flashlight. A few minutes later, she comes in. She's asking for this long stick, that you poke the fire with. It was a very long stick that you poke the fire with to make it burn and then to clean out the ashes and everything like that. She's asking me for that stick. I said, okay. I was busy with the other two. It didn't really occur to me that, what on earth is she doing? So I got the other two settled down, and I was looking for the stick, to poke the fire, because in the kitchen, the adults did not have their bath yet, so we still had this fire and water brigade going. So I'm looking for the stick, and I asked my husband, have you seen it? He says, yeah, you just gave it to your daughter. I said, she's your daughter also. Tell me your daughter. And I'm looking, I said, what on earth does she need that for? What is she going to poke in the outhouse? Is there an animal, a rabbit, or, a mouse? Or because it was in the fields, close to the fields across the street, so I figured, maybe there's a small animal or something there that she's playing with. Yeah, she had a habit of playing with animals. Animals hated her, but she played with them anyway. And then she comes in, and I ask her, where's the stick? I need to, take care of the fire. She looks at me wide-eyed, beautiful brown eyes, dark brown. She looks at me innocently. It fell into the toilet. I said, excuse me? Where is it? In the toilet, ma'am. Okay, and where's the flashlight? That is not even mine. That fell in a toilet also. And I looked at her, trying to be logical. Could you please explain to me why you would put the flashlight and the stick into the outhouse toilet? She said, it fell in. I said, it doesn't have legs. Could you please explain to me how it fell in? Well, she goes, it was like this, Mom. I said, uh-oh, here we go. I picked up the candle and I lit it and it fell in the toilet. Then I came in and got the flashlight looking for the candle, and the flashlight fell in the toilet, but the flashlight is still burning. Then I got the stick. I wanted to get the flashlight. I said, you want to dig the flashlight out of that hole that has the thing in it? Stinky hole? She said, yes, because it's not ours. It belongs to the workman. I said, what did you want to do? Give it to the workman with covered in? She said, well, I tried to get it out with the stick, but then the stick fell in also. Now, already half the village was, laughing at these helpless Americans. Can you imagine? For 3 days, that flashlight in the outhouse toilet was flashing on and off, day and night. So in the village, they started talking, you know how village life goes. These Americans decided to put up a disco outhouse. They have a light going on and off, on and off, on and off. It must be some American culture, you know, custom. Did I feel stupid? Yup. Well, as far as the adults bathing, it was a bit simpler. But I tell you, I was after those guys to get that bathroom done as soon as possible. Now, since it is a big family, you know, 5 people, and you need a boiler because it only heats once a day at night, I asked for a 200 liter, which is a lot. It's a very big boiler, so I will have hot water. As far as dishwashing goes, I figured I have the wood-burning stove and get those huge big teapots on it. So I always have hot water to wash hands and wash dishes and, you know, things like that. So we got the boiler. The electricity was in the house. We needed to change the wires to be able to handle washing machine and boiler, you know, minor household appliances. So we needed to have that, have more current. I don't know how to say it. So we got a 200 liter boiler. We got a bathtub. Excuse me. We got a big bathtub. And I was looking forward, after a month of this kitchen bathing, to have a wonderful hot bath and shower. By this time I went to the hairdresser to wash the hair because it was impossible, and I took the girls there too. It was impossible to properly clean the hair, as far as I thought was properly. So I'm all ready for my first bath. I go to the bathroom. I scrub out the new bathtub sparkling clean and white. I turn on the tap and I'm ready for the 60-degree boiling hot water, and the water is ice cold. Ice cold. You see, they forgot to hook up the heater of the boiler to the electricity because nobody told them that we wanted hot water in the boiler. I said, okay, you need a sense of humor, a good touch of sarcasm, and you need to laugh at yourself when you're moving to a place like this. But it is doable. And we did laugh a lot, especially after we got everything all settled. Then it was the funniest thing to remember those first few days. And it's also funny how I dump everything over here. I just take my tweezers and I pick them up. So we finally had an indoor toilet and a bathtub. And a week after that, we got the first washing machine. One of those where on one side it would heat the water and wash the clothes, and you had to put the clothes out into the wringer. You let the soapy water out, put clean water, put the clothes back to rinse it out, put it over to the wringer and wring them out, but it was still better than doing it by hand, especially when it comes to jeans and bedding, towels, you know, things like that. The rest of the clothes was no problem washing by hand. So we got a basic washing machine. We got a basic bathroom. Next, we will go on to the kitchen. I will say goodbye for now. Have a wonderful Saturday. Hope you get a lot of rest. Hope you had a good laugh. Because looking back now, we laugh a lot about the first problems we had when we moved to the village from America, where everything was, as you can imagine, up to date and modern. Thank you very much for spending your Saturday with me. Thank you for watching. Please hit the like and the subscribe button. And I thank you ahead of time if you did hit it already. Goodbye for now. Bye-bye.